The fall of Constantinople in 1453 is one of history's most significant events, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and ushering in a new era dominated by the Ottoman Empire. The city of Constantinople, known today as Istanbul, was strategically located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, making it a vital center for trade, culture, and military power. As the capital of the Byzantine Empire, it was a stronghold of Christian civilization for over a millennium, famed for its formidable defensive walls and rich heritage. By the mid-15th century, the Byzantine Empire had been reduced to little more than the city of Constantinople and a few scattered territories. The empire was a shadow of its former self, weakened by centuries of internal strife, wars, and loss of territory. On the other hand, the Ottoman Empire was rapidly rising under the leadership of a succession of ambitious sultans. Sultan Mehmed II, who ascended to the throne in 1451 at the age of 19, was determined to capture Constantinople and make it the crowning jewel of his empire. Mehmed II began preparing for the siege by gathering a massive army, reportedly numbering between 80,000 to 100,000 men, and assembling a formidable navy. The Ottomans also utilized advanced military technology for the time, most notably a giant cannon designed by the Hungarian engineer Urban. This cannon was capable of firing massive stone balls over long distances and was intended to breach the legendary walls of Constantinople, which had protected the city for over 1,000 years. The siege of Constantinople began on April 6, 1453. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the city's defenders, led by Emperor Constantine XI, put up a fierce resistance. The defenders included around 7,000 men, a mix of Byzantine soldiers, and a small contingent of Venetian and Genoese troops who had come to the city's aid. The Byzantine defenders relied on the city's formidable fortifications, including the triple-layered Theodosian walls, which had successfully repelled many attacks in the past. The Ottomans launched relentless assaults on the city's walls, bombarding them day and night with their powerful cannons. Despite causing significant damage, the walls held firm for several weeks. Meanwhile, the Ottoman navy attempted to blockade the city by sea, although the Byzantine defenders managed to maintain some control over the Golden Horn, a key waterway that provided access to the city's harbor. One of the most dramatic moments of the siege occurred when Mehmed II ordered his forces to transport their ships overland to bypass a defensive chain that blocked the entrance to the Golden Horn. This bold and innovative maneuver allowed the Ottomans to attack the city's walls from multiple directions, increasing the pressure on the already outnumbered and exhausted defenders. As the siege dragged on, the situation inside Constantinople grew increasingly desperate. Supplies were running low, and morale was weakening. On May 29, 1453, after 53 days of continuous assault, Mehmed II launched a final, all-out attack on the city. The Ottomans concentrated their efforts on a weakened section of the walls near the gate of St. Romanus, where the defenders were least able to repel the onslaught. In the early hours of the morning, the Ottomans managed to breach the walls, and their soldiers poured into the city. Emperor Constantine XI, the last Byzantine emperor, reportedly died fighting in the streets, refusing to abandon his city in its hour of need. Once the Ottomans gained control of the city, they swiftly moved to secure it. The Hagia Sophia, the Grand Cathedral of Constantinople, was converted into a mosque, symbolizing the transfer of power from Christian to Muslim rule. The fall of Constantinople marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, which had been a direct continuation of the Roman Empire. Under Ottoman rule, the city was renamed Istanbul and became the capital of the Ottoman Empire, a status it would maintain for centuries. The conquest of Constantinople also solidified the Ottoman Empire's position as a dominant power in the region, leading to further territorial expansion into Southeast Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. The impact of the fall of Constantinople was felt far beyond the borders of the Ottoman Empire. In Europe, the loss of the city, a bastion of Christianity for over 1,000 years, was met with shock and dismay. The fall of Constantinople also contributed to the age of exploration, as European powers began seeking new trade routes to Asia to bypass the now Ottoman-controlled Eastern Mediterranean. Moreover, the event is often seen as a turning point between the medieval and modern eras. The fall of Constantinople triggered a migration of Greek scholars to the West, bringing with them ancient manuscripts and knowledge that would help fuel the Renaissance. The event also marked a shift in the balance of power between Europe and the Islamic world, a dynamic that would continue to shape global history for centuries. In conclusion, the fall of Constantinople in 1453 was not just the end of an empire. It was a transformative moment in world history. It reshaped the political and cultural landscape of the time, influenced the course of the Renaissance, and marked the beginning of a new era dominated by the rise of the Ottoman Empire.